Hey guys, it's RagingRaidRaptor here again, coming at you with my Wants To Duel Tag video, where I ask myself specific questions in order for you to gain a better understanding about who I am, where the channel originated from, and where I got the inspiration for my ideas. Also, I hope to spread this out to many other YouTubers and hope that it becomes a viral thing within the community, which I will ask certain channels to ask these questions in the near future. But without further ado, let's get started. Question 1. Why did you pick the name RagingRaidRaptor? The main reason I picked this name was because I very much enjoy playing the Raid Raptor archetype, which is obviously where the Raid Raptor part of my name initially came from. The raging part comes from the fact that I do get a bit salty at the game at times, either because I'm very bad at deck building and can brick with the deck at times, or angry at the fact that I misplay quite a lot. Also, the main character from Arc V that plays this archetype, Shun, used to be very angry all the time and would often play the deck in an extremely aggressive manner. Question 2. How did you get into Yu-Gi-Oh? Although I did have some cards from booster packs and structure decks beforehand, what really got me into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger was a combination of the anime on television and one of the GBA games that I cannot remember what the name of it was. But it was the one that was set during the Battle City arc when Yugi and Joey were collecting their locator cards. However, I did lose interest in 2008 because at the time I was developing more interests like my PlayStation 3 and watching television, and also watching video content on GameTrailers.com, which meant that I wasn't playing the Yu-Gi-Oh video games like I did initially in the past. However, I did regain interest back in 2012 when my best friend casually brought up Yu-Gi-Oh in a conversation, which led us buying some structure decks so that we could play against each other for fun. It was me with my Tag Force 1 deck, where I used banned cards such as Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity, versus his one that he created using the cards from the Dark World structure decks. But neither one of us knew that you had to buy 3 of them in order to get the maximum potential of the deck at the time. But what really got me interested in the game to the level that it is now was when my friend told me about the pendulum summoning mechanic back in 2014. This led me into wanting to discover more about the game, which led me into other YouTubers such as Team APS and Asianite, in conjunction with discovering the online simulators such as YuGiOh Pro and Dueling Network, which allowed me to try out other decks without having to buy big cards right away, which was an excellent entry point for me. Question 3. What was your very first deck? The very first deck I had was the original Yugi starter deck, with some of the other cards that I got from a booster pack originally. Cards such as Giant Rat, Nudoria, Wave Motion Cannon and Needle Sealing being cards that I particularly enjoyed using back in the day. Question 4. What does Yu-Gi-Oh mean to you? To me personally, Yu-Gi-Oh is about having fun with friends and enjoying the game however you may want to do so, whether or not you be a casual player that only plays at locals, or a competitive player that wants to do as well as he can by travelling to multiple events. Question 5. What is your favourite deck? My personal favourite decks are between Raid Raptors and Synchrons. I became interested in Synchrons after watching Kogarasho's video showcasing the Synchron archetype after the Synchron Extreme Structure deck came out in the OCG. I like Synchrons because of the wide variety of Synchro monsters they can summon like Quasar and Trishula, but also because of how fast the deck can be in combination with cards like TG Hyper Liberian and Formula Synchron. I first became aware of the Raid Raptor archetype when Asian Eyes posted his initial video showing off what the deck could do after one of his subscribers sent him some replays and he made a video about it. And the main thing that made me really want to play the deck was that he said it reminded him of Gear, which was a deck that I got into because of the structure decks that were released in 2014. Since the deck could gain advantage by playing passively or aggressively, but it was a lot more diverse since it was a Wing Beast and a Dark deck, meaning that you could use cards such as Ice Beast Zero Fane and Allure of Darkness. After I made some alterations to Asian Eyes' build to give it more power plays on Yu-Gi-Oh Pro since they were unplayable without Force Tricks in the TCG for about a year, one of the builds I tested out at the time was a combination between Raid Raptors and the Star Seraph engine, meaning that I could summon BLS for funsies. And also to give it more power plays, which I felt the deck was lacking at the time before Soul Shaver Force and Ultimate Falcon were released. I enjoy this deck greatly even more now because I can still play it passively like I did before, while also being able to summon ridiculously powerful monsters with a rank up card such as Cyber Dragon Infinity and Revolution Falcon, without the need of additional engines to make it more powerful. Question 6. What is your favourite card? Currently my favourite card in the game is Cyframe Lord Omega. I just love how it can benefit any deck that can potentially summon it, as it isn't an incredibly powerful card on its own, but it can also help decks that banish a lot and need their graveyard in order to function. I also love how it can help you see the cards in your opponent's hand in order to potentially hinder their combos, as well as get a read for what deck they might be playing and what strategies they might have. And I also love how it can put itself and another card back into either player's deck, and of how difficult it is to get rid of. Although I must admit I really do hate the archetype it was originally intended to be used in. Question 7. Who is your favourite YuGiTuber? My personal favourite YuGiTuber is AlintheaYoh. What I really like about AlintheaYoh is that he's really passionate about the content he creates, and he doesn't ever force himself to produce it in order to gain monetary value. Unlike some YuGiTubers, I think his deck profiles and discussions are extremely informative, and have actually made me change my mind about certain topics in the past, such as putting the clown engine into Synchrons, or his opinion on the ARG ban list that he did back in 2015. Which brought up a lot of points that no one else was bringing up at the time. I also highly admire the dedication he puts into his channel by trying to introduce new elements, such as the green screen that he started using since his 9 branch of the Yang Xing discussion, and his new Duel Diary series where he explains how X deck runs, with examples of how good they can be against the meta with YuGiOh replays. Also the fact I met him in person at Comic Con in 2015, and was willing to sign some of my cards and answer some of my questions to him didn't hurt either. Question 9. What can you expect from the channel? In terms of series that I'm going to carry on doing, I definitely want to carry on with my deck guide series, where I talk about decks that may not necessarily be played as often as they used to be, while also trying to give my personal tips on how people that might want to have played it initially can build it today, while also carrying on with my Can Be Better series, where I look at certain archetype strengths and weaknesses, and give suggestions on how they could be made better. But I do want to work on a multitude of other videos in the meantime, so I do want this channel to be more of a variety channel in the grand scheme of things. Now I've gotten to the point in the video where I want to tag other YuGiTubers to answer some of these questions, and to hopefully make this tag become a viral thing within the community. I would like to challenge BYG Agami, I would like to challenge Rank 10 YuGiOh, and I would like to challenge AlintheaYoh if he ends up watching this. Leave the answer to your questions in the comment section below. I've been RagingRaidRaptor, and I will see you all next time.